Hello. I am so sorry about this. I have no idea what just happened to YouTube, but Mark came down and said, none of your videos exist. They can't find the page for your YouTube channel. And at that moment, I saw 2 years of my life disappear. So that was very frightening. I'm going to give a few minutes for people to come back in because I'm sorry I had to get off and start it again. None of the chat that I can see. I had no, oh, hello, Annette. Woo, darling, let me tell you, I had the biggest scare. I thought, what am I going to do? So, whoo, that was so scary. For whatever reason, YouTube, Mark came down and said, YouTube says they have no videos for you. And I tried to go online and it didn't have my chat set up. So I figured I was talking to no one. But thank goodness, oh, thank goodness, you realize how much you love something when all of a sudden you think it's just gone. I mean, 2 years worth of, I don't know how many, hundreds of videos and live streams that I had. And I thought it was gone right in front of my eyes. So, Annette, how are you, sweetheart? And Annette, just asking, are you thinking about doing our COVID crisis or stay at home together quilt block, sweetheart? Because I wanted to show you, here's what mine looks like. And then we have Diana Wright's. So this is mine. And this is Miss Diana Wright's. So she's the first person to get her blocks out there, and I just love them. So if you're still up to doing them, I did finally get the video up because I figured if anybody wanted to see me build them, and that way if they got any tricks or hints or whatever, we could do that. So, but no pressure. And I wanted to make sure that you knew, no pressure. So, gosh, I'm still trying to relax. When Mark came down and told me, I thought, well, it must just be an odd thing. And then I went to my site and there was no one. You would have to get ready to put them in the mail Monday, May 25th. So, and it's going to take you about 4 hours to make them. So you have to, you decide. And what I'd rather you do is let me know right away if you think you might not, because then that way we can make sure we get the blocks to the people that are participating. But they're not hard. You just have to sit down. And I did them, if you watch the video, I do them chain piecing, one right after another. Hi, Jody. Hi, Jody. Boy, Jody, did I have a scare. Mark came down right before, 3 minutes before I was supposed to come on and said, honey, your channel's gone. There are no videos. When you try to click on your page, it says page cannot be found. I tell you what, then I got on, I tried to come on live, but I thought I was talking to thin air. He said he could see me and hear me, but there was no chat set up or anything. And it's like it didn't recognize me, so it wasn't going to let me do a live stream. 2 years of my life passed before my eyes because I have so many videos and live streams and they were gone. Thank gosh, it was just a hiccup in the system. Oh, the last 45 minutes? Oh my gosh. Okay, so you didn't have chat either. I figured y'all weren't out there. And I thought, well, they can't find me because it says I have no channel. I have no content. It's like, what do you mean no content? I had tons of content. So, whew, my heart's still racing because, you really know how much you love something when you think all of a sudden, poof, it's gone. And all I could think of is, I can't start all over again. I've got so much invested, so much of me invested. Oh, okay. Woo, I tell you, thank goodness. I mean, honestly, I don't know what I would do without YouTube. And I think YouTube has given a wonderful platform to so many people. For so many people, it's given us a voice. It's given a voice to any kind of given voice to any kind of thoughts and dreams and hopes and aspirations. And I know that I'm so much happier since I started my YouTube channel. I thought I was happy before then, but having an outlet for my art and talent, or not talent, I don't want to sound braggy, but having an outlet for my love, my passions, and my quilting and my art quilting has been wonderful. Oh, okay. That Frank Zappa, that's exactly who did it. Oh, that's cute. Tell your husband thank you. That was the laugh I needed. Hello, Kirsten Cook. I tell you what, it was so funny because I try to be real upbeat, at least on camera, but I was this close to crying going, what do you mean my channel's gone? Because I do love this. I dearly love it. Mark sees it in me too. It has been a way for me to reach out and meet new friends. My creativity has soared since I've been doing this with y'all. I love the challenges, the deadlines, the excitement. So, whoo. Anyway, I'll show you first what I'm doing because this has kind of thrown me off a little. But what I'm going to show you, okay, let me show you the example first. I'm so happy my channel's back. Woo. I tell you, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to eat a half a gallon of ice cream. Oh, boy, I tell you. Woo. So anyway, yeah, you don't want to see me cry because I ugly cry, let me tell you. But I'm working on a molten planet. Okay, so what I did is I saw where you get these little cracks in the skin of the planet where the molten lava shoots out. All of that energy from that hot, boiling core is oozing and shooting out. So I said, how do I do that? So, and this has been one of my inspirations. I love the rings. And then another inspiration, these are other ones. And I would rather it be more like this because I want to see if I can get that intensity of heat, light, and power, if I can translate that to fabric and thread. So now, hi, June. Hi, June. Julie or June. Now I apologize for confusing your name, but I just almost had a heart attack. So YouTube said I didn't have a channel and I was about to lose it. I mean, you want to see a grown woman ugly cry? I could show you that. Oh yeah. Cheryl said her husband was watching Frank Zappa sing, and that's what broke YouTube. All right. So, okay. So wait till you see what I'm doing. Now, remember I was telling you, the one thing I love about art quilts is that you can recreate and bring, oh, hi, Marcia, sweetheart. You can kind of bring what you see in your inspiration pieces and put it in fabric. And I used to paint and draw, but I have to tell you, I love working with fabric and I love painting with fabric. So you'll answer by June. Thank you, sweetie. I tell you what, I'm so happy now everything came back because my world just started to zoom away when YouTube messed up and closed out and said it lost me. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing right now. I'm thread painting. And I want to show you, I was trying to have this done before y'all came on, but then I thought, you know what? It's a good thing for them to see how I'm doing it. because then you can actually see how easy it is. Now, right now, my machine is giving me a little bit of trouble, and that's because the thread I'm using in it is a great big old heavy thread. I mean, it's almost pearl cotton. But what I love about it is I've used three colors, and at look at what I have been able to do. See this? Now, look at these and this. See those? That's what I'm making. So see how by using the thread painting, it really brings it to life. Now, as I've told you before, always put a stabilizer on the back. I have fusible interfacing on the back of my fabric. And as it is, I'm going to have to tug it a little and steam press it to make sure it lays back flat. So now what I'm going to do is show you how I do this. But you can see how thick this thread is. I mean, it is some kind of thick thread. And I got it from Pineapple Fabrics really cheaply, but I knew it was thick, so I knew that might be a problem. But I think I got it for $1 or $2 for a nice 1,200. Let me show you. I think this is 1,200 yards. I'm not sure. But anyway, but it's the perfect color. What I wanted is that white hot yellow. And so now what I'm going to do, I don't have my gloves down here. I've put them somewhere and I haven't found them yet. Yes, we're on. Hello, Sherry. We had quite a scare, girlfriend. It was like YouTube decided I didn't exist anymore. Okay, normally I would hold it with both hands here, but unfortunately you won't be able to see it, so I'm just going to lay this one kind of here or by the edge. But what I'm doing is I'm holding this fabric. I've gathered it up because I don't have my little machineger's gloves. I will be finding them. But what I'm doing, I've got my feed dogs down, and make sure your sewing's going fast enough. And I'm just coming in here and doing straight stitches and running it back and forth across the line where I want it. And just kind of not too close together, but pretty close. Not on top of each other, but as side by side as I can get. And I have to take it a little slower with this thread because it is awfully thick. Whoops, when I go too fast, I can hear it wants to get hung up down in the bobbin case. And so this is how easy thread painting truly is. Like I told you, it's just a bunch of straight lines. Now, when I say straight lines, let's say you've got a curved thing you're doing. Yes, that's what I mean. But what I'm just telling you is don't do it with a zigzag stitch. Just do straight line sewing. You can make it in a curved shape all you want. But just don't do zigzag stitches. Just do straight stitches. My feed dogs are up, and it doesn't matter. I've gotten used to the feel of it. I like the feel of it because the tension, it helps me. Hi, we're on, Cherry. The tension helps me to control my movements better. Okay? So now whoops, nope, don't go down yet. Okay. So I'm going to come over here. Now I'm going to move a little sideways. So see how I can move sideways too? But it's amazing how an orange, a deep yellow, and this white yellow really make that spewing molten come alive. That is amazing. And see how I just run between the two, I run back over here, and you can run back and forth too if you want to build up a little white yellow thread down there. But just go back and forth. and it works wonderfully. So if you don't mind, y'all can be chatting or asking questions. I'm just going to finish this bit right here. When I first started doing the thread painting tonight, it wanted to get hung up in my bobbin case. But now just give it a few moments. Get used to the feel of pulling it back and forth smoothly back and forth. And this, when I did my tiger and I thread painted the fur on his face, this is what I did. I just went, whoops. Okay, it got hung up, but I think my bobbin might be empty. Just remember that thread painting uses up a lot of bobbin thread. Yep, that's exactly what happened. My bobbin is empty. Okay, so now, luckily, I had another bobbin. What I've been doing when I work on this is, soon as I put a new bobbin in, I take the old bobbin out and I wind it right away. Now, I'm not going to do that right now because y'all are here, and you don't need to watch me wind a bobbin, although I might show you this. You want to see how Deb winds a bobbin when she's busy working? She puts it on the spool down here. She runs it through the little disc right there, and she holds the bobbin loosely. I just keep keep the thread from running off the desk, and with my hand, I just see what I'm doing? I'm using the thread. Now, I'm not saying that this is the right way to do it, but I cannot stand unthreading my needle just to wind a bobbin. So I just thought I would show you. If you get used to doing this and being comfortable with it, you can wind a pretty good bobbin. So I'm going to leave this right here on the auto winder to when I need it next. Put my thread out of the way. Now, if you're smart, you wind a bunch of bobbins before you do this. But I'm just showing you what happens when you're like me and you get too excited and you just start it and then you realize, oops, I don't have bobbins wound. All right. So here is the line. That's all the stitching I did since you got here. So now I just have a little bit left, and then I'll show you what the next thing I'm going to do is. All right. Let me see. But isn't it cool how easy? Thread painting is a gem. It makes it so easy to get color where you want, to get shape, to get personality. I mean, I'll show you, before we leave here, remind me to show you my tiger. And I'll show you the side that I thread painted and the side that I haven't done yet. And it's amazing. And then every once in a while, I'm going to shoot up because I noticed on that molten planet, some of that white hot lava shot up past all the rest. Because what you'll see is you see the white hot right as it's leaving the planet, and as it cools, even in the infinitesimal moment, it turns to orange. And so that's why I needed 3 colors. Okay, and now I'm just going to straight sew to get to the next little burst and turn it. This is how easy thread painting is. It is amazing. And the difference it makes. Because how would you represent this molten lava shooting out otherwise? I guess you could get some tulle and try to stitch that on, but isn't this amazing? And so that's why if somebody's giving away thread or selling it cheaply, I buy it. Because all I care about is what is the color. Because honestly, and now I'm going to finish going around this inside ring. My planet is not on here yet. I thought, let's get this edge out of the way first. So I'm just going to, oh, here's two little tiny ones. Let me do a little, this, instead of turning the fabric around, I'm just going to go up, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, go to the next one and go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That isn't thread painting it's a joy. It's really a joy. Now on here, I'm going to do a white shot up into space and come back down with this one. Okay. Now, let me really quickly, oh boy, that thread doesn't want to be cut. I'll come right back. I want to go get my tiger to show you, okay? So I'll be right back. I'll be right there. I'm looking for it. I thought I had it right here. Well, I have misplaced it somewhere. I'm sorry. I had it out the other day showing someone, and I've misplaced it, so I apologize. But I will bring it in. I'll find it by next week, and show you. So now, let me do something really quickly. I want to press this so it lays flat so I can show it off. Okay. And see these are my inspirations, and so I keep them right here while I'm working. All right. So now, what I'll do is I've got steam in the iron, and as I'm pressing, I kind of pull the fabric back into shape. Now, maybe if I had done 2 layers of fusible interfacing or a heavier weight interfacing, it wouldn't have pulled. But I'm not too worried because I'm stronger than the thread in the fabric. Okay, let me see. But you see now why you need to have some kind of stabilizer on the back. Think of it as embroidery, and it will try to draw the fabric up. And remember also, I starched this. So I've got fusible interfacing and I starched the fabric. Okay. Some of my interfacing tore. So before I do anything up in this corner of the quilt, I will make sure to put another piece over this. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I want to orient this correctly. So you see that? Now, tearaway stabilizer will work. Anything that gives you, I could have even sewn buckram on and pinned it in various areas. Right now, this is the only place where it's a little puffy. So later on, you know what you can also do? Here it is. Give your fabric a good spray. See this? Give it a really good spray. I totally forgot about that I had my spray bottle here. And then, it's the same technique you do when you block a quilt, and you wet the fabric, and then you pull it and stretch it into square. So, see? Now look how much better that is. Isn't that cool? So that's what you'll do. But now if I didn't have any interfacing at all or any stabilizer, it would be extremely hard. Okay, here is my planet. And I'm going to show you. Now I do have my muslin backing, but I won't use my muslin until I'm ready, until I've done all of the thread painting that I'm going to do on this piece. And then after I do all my thread painting, because I may do some stars or objects out in space, once I do my thread painting, then I can cut. I'm going to show you how I cut layers of interfacing to make this planet really have a nice domed appearance, because I want this as realistic to my inspirations as I can get it. So what I wanted to see is I need to be careful. I am going to needle turn applique this piece down, okay? So what I'm going to need to do to know where to put this, I took a chalk marker and just drew a line around this. Then I knew that my thread painting had to, and I might have to turn it a little bit to see which way it fit best. Because I got this as close to a square, a circle as I could. Remember when I made this last week? I put a pin in the middle and had a string and ran it around. And I needed this 9 inches, so I made my string 4.5 inches long, which is half of 9. But what I will do, so I will come in here and carefully move this so that once I've done a slight needle turn like this, when I do my little needle turn, I'll have that orange line. Now, you might wonder, why do I want that orange thread to show? Because you see on this planet, do you see how it has a glowing ring around it? So that's why I did this little orange line. So I'm going to be very careful. I can always come in and add a little bit more. Let me pull this over and show you what I mean. Okay, let me see. All right, here we go. So I laid the planet on, drew a circle around it with chalk, did my thread painting. Then I'll come in here, do my needle turn applique. Let me press this. So it might hold it a little. And I need to let this orange stitching show. Whoops, wrong way. I need to let this orange stitching show. Not so much the light yellow, but let that orange show, because that then gives me the glow line that I saw right here. See how the edge of that planet has a glow? See that? So that's what I did. Yeah, and this one, both of these have glowing lines. Whoops, let me move it back. Okay, see how the line glows around it? So that's why before I put this on, I wanted to start it, and then I can come back and even do more and just make sure not to sew the planet. But this is pretty much what I wanted to show you tonight. It's like, okay, I've got my background, and look how nice and flat it's laying now. So just steam it, wet it, spray it, and press it with the steam iron, and it does pretty good. Like this, let me get this a little. But anyway, so now what I wanted to do, I thought before I sew this down, what do I want to do? I wanted to do the thread painting first. It does look dimensional, doesn't it? And so what I wanted to do was to make this easy, I have to come off and on, over the line, over the line. It would be so hard to do if I had to stop right at this edge. You see? So now I might come back, and in certain areas, as you see here, certain areas, I might bring it down just a little bit over it. But other areas, I didn't want it to encroach. Whoops, did I end up showing you? Yeah. Some areas, you can see where it comes onto the planet. Some areas, it's right there at the edge, right at the edge. So I wanted to have the option, and I felt like I needed to get this first. So now let me pin this in place, and then I'll hold it upright so you can see it. Hello, Patricia Fry. Diana Wright is here. I've got a couple. Oh, and Sue Smith. Yay. She's doing our block of the month. So, our block swap. So I'm thrilled. And let me see. I've got a couple things to show you and a couple pictures to show you. I can't wait. So let me get this pinned down really good. And then I'll hold it up, and then we can check a couple other things. And now you can do whatever kind of space thing you want to do. I'm showing you what I do with mine, and you're welcome to ask questions about what to do with yours. But the main reason I'm showing you mine is because it's just good all-around information on what's worked for me. So let me push this out of the way. Oops, let me get this straight. Don't lose my lens. Okay. Some shows have fancy cameras, but I probably only have 400 invested in mine. And that's how I'm able to do this, where some of these fancy cameras and fancy shows, and they switch back and forth, thousands. So, okay. So now what do you think? Do you see? Does it give you that look of the molten planet spewing out that lava? There's Susan Smith. Oh, Susan, you missed it. What are the best threads? You can use any thread you want. And let me show you this thread. This machine was not happy because this is thicker than quilting thread. The hand quilt thread? Look how thick this is. This is like 2 or 3 strands of DMC floss. Let me see if I can find the writing on this to tell you. It's an Arafil, and it is BREV. I don't know what BREV is, but this stuff is thick. It's honestly, it's like if you wanted to do crocheted lace, if you wanted to do, look how thick this is. Whoa! But it worked. So what you have to do is just try different. I don't know what BREV is, but when you're doing thread painting, just whatever your machine will tolerate, whatever size needle. I often use top stitch needles because when I use this top stitch needle, it has a longer thread path. Okay, here we go. I see something written in it. This is 2MZ2110. Now, I have no idea what that's trying to tell me. Sorry, I don't speak Arafil. But this is huge thread. Huge, huge thread. 2110 must be the color, and 2MZ is whatever the thread is. But it is very thick. But it's the color I wanted. So I use everything. You ready for this? The dark yellow? was an old spool I've had 30 years. Old, and I mean, it's not something I'd want to use on a nice outfit or nice quilt, but whatever you can get. I used my little pull down automatic needle threader and it pulled it right in. But it is a top stitch needle, so that it has a bigger eye on it. A lot of times if I'm using a heavy thread, I'll bump up to a size 14 needle, and that way it makes a bigger hole, pulls the thread through without fraying it. But let me one more time hold this up so you can see it, and hopefully you can see that. Now just ignore my pins, but hopefully it looks like it is. Oh, come on. It's giving me a fit here. I wanted to put as few pins on it as possible so you're not distracted by the ugly pin collars, but, you know, it's going to give me a fit no matter what. So anyway, so now the next thing I'm going to do is tonight, probably, I'll go up and sit in my recliner and I'll needle turn, stitch this down. Oh, no problem, Cheryl. In fact, I got to show you this. I got good mail today. Look what I got from Diana Wright. Oh my God. I had the best mail day, and it's stuffed. It's a stuffed, so cute. She calls me Ladybug, which I love. And I would have loved to have had a mom call me some cute little nickname. And you know what? Okay, I'm 64 now. It's okay. I still like hearing it. But isn't that sweet? So every time I look at this, I'm going to think about Diana. And then, I usually don't show you this stuff, but you know what? I just got it in about an hour and a half before the show. Look what Susan sent me. Oh my gosh. I just had my birthday last week, and the ladies couldn't have been kinder and more thoughtful. Thank you for that. And then this one got tears in my eyes. I couldn't believe it, but I learned what this was from Susan Smith and her Nikki, and I had looked up to find out what is this craze and how do they do it. And look what Cheryl Lemon sent me. The whole kit and all the different color beads. She better not do this again, but I love it. Thank you, Cheryl. I want you to take care of the spoil yourself. And this was very sweet. Very, very, very sweet. All of you. I mean, just the emails I got saying happy birthday. Oh my gosh, y'all, you're so wonderful. I feel loved up, and I want to share that with y'all. So thank you so much. Thank you. Don't do it again. I'm supposed to give to you. You're not supposed to give to me, but y'all are so much. Y'all are so important. And I got a card from Bonnie. I got emails from several of y'all. Love y'all the best. So anyway, okay. So now what I'll be doing next on it, first I want to get it stitched down. Now, understand, I am needle turn stitching the planet down. Why would she do that if she has fusible web? Because I'm doing a technique on here called reverse applique. And do you see this piece right here? Last week I showed you how I cut a slit, tucked it under, pressed it, and tonight I took and put glue. Oops, you can't see it. Yeah, that's right, because it's underneath here. Oh, there it is. I put some glue on this fabric right here where I knew I wouldn't be sewing, because glue hardens. It's tough to get a needle through. But what I'm going to do with this to get some of these molten cracked layers to show this kind of, see that molten stuff? I don't want to just lay the molten stuff on top, because technically the planet would have cracked and the molten showing through. So that's why I want to do reverse applique. Reverse applique is where you take the main fabric, cut slits in it or holes in it, turn it under, around, and underneath fabric that you want to show up. So I've got all these fabrics. What I did is I went through my fabric collection. I looked carefully at my inspirations, because I'm doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Took all the inspiration, the colors I see, and some colors are deep dark. Some, look at this one. Look at this. Because in between a crack and having that orange and yellow like that, look at this Jenny Beyer that I'm going to put in some of the cracks. Isn't that cool? You just kind of look and, oh, Cheryl, you sweetie. And then look at this. Look at that. Because on some of the planets, look at the swirls. Look at the swirling colors you see. So I went to my stash and I looked at everything. I've got some oranges, yellow oranges, orange. These colors will come through the crevices. These, what I'll do is I'll slit the planet, cut a piece bigger than the slit, stick it behind it, and then stitch it down. So that's what I'm going to do, reverse applique. And I just thought it made sense. And then look at this. So my planet is going to be all, you know, oh gosh, look at all this, because I noticed that the red planet is so dark that there were a lot of browns that showed up. And so I've got all kinds of browns. And what I did is I knew I wouldn't be using that much of any of these, and I didn't want to haul around 12 bolts of fabric, mini bolts. I cut a square out of each of them. And that way I can put this in a baggie. I can take it upstairs. And when I sit, I can do all of this by hand. And that's always nice, you know, because I've been watching this new Netflix series. So, yeah, and you know, you'd be surprised at what you will find in your stash. And don't forget your scrap bin. Scrap bins are a wealth. So, yes, we do love to share. And then what I'll do, what'll come last is I'm going to take I have some holographic threads and I have some metallic threads, and that will be my final step. Although I guess I really do need to do that before I do my trapunto. This is the main reason I do trapunto last. What I'm going to do is, once the planet is all sewed down, and then I've put the cracks and crevices, and I'm going to do some colors are just going to be appliqued on top. They won't be reverse applique. The darker shades are going to be applique. The reverse applique is for the bright molten burst out of this. And then I will actually do some thread painting. I will do some of this kind of thread painting on the planet itself, because when you look at my inspirations, there are some. Oh, reflective threads will be wonderful. So, you know, I will be doing some thread painting. And then that's when I'll go ahead, after I do the highlights and stuff, the last thing I'll do is use decorative metallic threads to give it the pop, the wow. Then what I'll do is, most likely, I was thinking I might do a cutaway of this, but it depends. If I've done thread painting on it, I might cut it away before I do any kind of thread painting or applique where it would pin it down. And the reason that is I'm going to take batting and I'm going to cut a 9-inch circle, a circle just a 1/4 of an inch all the way around, less than this. And then, so that'll be my base. Then I'm going to cut one about 1 inch smaller, and then 1 inch smaller, and then 2 inches smaller. So I'm going to make like a layer cake of batting, polyester batting. And I'm going to just put little dots of glue to kind of glue it. And I'm going to put it so that the smallest diameter circle of batting is right underneath this planet. Okay? By doing those graduated layers, it's going to give this a beautiful domed effect. Because I want, when people see this, I want them to go, oh, wow. That's what I'm looking for, the wow factor. And that's why we work so hard at this. That's why we love it. So anyway, and then after all of that is done, I'll work on my rings. I'm going to put a ring around it, and I'll do a combination of fabric and thread painting for the ring to go around it. I just thought when I saw that one with the ring, oh my gosh, fell in love. So I want a ring around it, but I want my planet itself to be much more volcanic, you know, really, really alive and busy. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Let me see. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. So, and yeah, and that's one of the things I did want to do is, in fact, I haven't monetized this or done any ads. Who knows? I might look at it down. I haven't made a dime off of YouTube. But what I do is not everybody lives near a quilt shop. Not everybody lives near where they can be in a guild. Not everybody is mobile enough or has the money. And if I can come on YouTube and share this fun with you and get your creativity going, then I feel like I'm happy. And I love teaching. And if I can teach, I'm happy. So it had gotten to where I was doing local teaching, quilt teaching in a local shop, but I was down to like 2 students a class. For whatever reason, they weren't taking the classes as much. And I said, you know what? I'd rather forget the money and just come and enjoy what I do. So that's what I do. Okay. No, I didn't get your houses yet, Sue, but I bet you I will any day. I got Miss Diana Wright's. And let me show you that for any. I'll show you mine first because mine's kind of boring compared to hers. But there's mine. And, oh, don't forget, sign your blocks. Diana Wright, I know you're shy. I'll sign yours for you. Look at this. Is this the cutest? And I love my ladybug. Oh, my gosh. I just love it. And she patted it. It's a puffy ladybug. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet? I love it. I open that envelope. I tell you what, Susan Smith sent, I mean, it was like, is it Christmas? I love that stuff. But anyway, all right, so let me show you some pictures I got in. Hi, Kathleen. We are well and happy. Oh, I love it. I love it. And you know what? There are people out there that know so much more than me. And you remember, I am mostly self-taught. But you won't find many people more excited about it than I am. But what I also do is I try to bring a slightly different point of view, which is I'm going to try to make it simple and break it down enough that you think, you know, I could try that. I could try that. And that's what I want to bring to this is I don't want to intimidate you. I want you to see. You know what tickled me to no end? Cheryl Lemon did a log cabin and an undersea. Did them both like almost at the same time. And I told her that she could just play and do it, and I knew she could. It was like, if you can cut out construction paper and color with crayons, she could do it, and she did it, and she did it beautifully. I was so excited. So that's what I come here for. Ah, yeah. Well, you know what? It's been the best thing. I've gotten so much more work done since I've been with y'all than I did in years beforehand. So thank you. So now let's look at a couple pictures. Yep, you don't. I try to make it inexpensive. Make do with what you have. If not, here's a cheap way you can find a way. Because I have to admit, we'll help you, Kathleen. We are going to help Kathleen get out of her slump. Well, you know, I was watching Alex Anderson, and she said, Ricky Tim said, to get out of your slump, just sew. I don't care what it is, just sew. She said it worked for her. So let me turn my camera around. I've got some cute things to show you. So let me sorry, I got to turn my microphone around. All right. Now let me, okay, here we go. All right. Here we go. All right. There. Let's go see what people have sent, because I guarantee you it's awfully cute. All right. Let me see. Cheryl Lemon, let me see. Oh yeah, I'll show you her blocks. And you know, I just got through talking about Cheryl's log cabin she did these so fast. I was amazed. And they've got deer in them, and they've got squirrels and birds, and it's wonderful. And I love her mountain waterfall. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Great job. And then here is her undersea. And she's got a little bit of everything. What a joy that is. So then let me see what else. Here are her blocks. And we decided to do this. Our Sunday group decided to do this to celebrate this very scary time. Our sense of community has been what's helped so many of us get through this tough time. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful work, Miss Cheryl. Beautiful. So let's see. Did I put something in here that I needed to show you? No, I don't think I did. Okay. Oh, I will show you this. I finished my prose quilt, and it's hanging in the living room, and I love it so much. I love, love, love it. Oh, and I've got something to show you. I don't know if I'll have time. I might not have time. I'll try it. I might have time. Let me see, because I got something very exciting to show you. Okay, Miss Diana Wright. She has been so busy. I'm just going to go through these because, oh my goodness, I haven't sorted them yet. I'll do that for Sunday. But there's her Cutie Pie House Heart and Home block. And then she's been doing, I don't know if these I think were the Civil War blocks. Then she's been doing Alex Anderson's Sew Along. And then, oh gosh, I love him. He's doing so well. But look at all this. Oh, there's that fat-bellied little boy. But look at all this. Is that woman a busy? And this poor little guy, I don't know what happened to his mama, but he was all alone in the world, and they've saved him. So, but look at this. Isn't she something? Oh my goodness. And she just had a quilt in the virtual quilt show. And oh my gosh, I thought her judging was amazing. And it just reconfirmed what we all know, which is that her quilting is her gift. Her quilting is unbelievable. Now, you know that Miss Jody, having a grand sense of humor, did this Bacon of the Sea quilt for our last challenge. Look at what she's working on for this challenge. Is that the best? I love her fabric. Look how she cut it in strips. And it's just, oh my gosh, so exciting. Then look here. She's got the earth, the big blue marble, and she's got our moon. But isn't that amazing? I love it. I just love it. When I see her work, she's already got her signature, and it just makes me smile. Then Kathleen has a drawing, and so she's got something planet-like peeking there. And then look at all of her galaxy outer this world fabric she found in her stash. I mean, she found great stuff. This one especially. Great stuff. And let me see. I'm going to run back real quick and show you. Look at her undersea. I mean, amazing. Amazing. I love all the depth of it. She's got layers, things layered up. Good work, Kathleen. We'll get Kathleen. You know, I want to make sure all of you know, please do not beat yourself up when you're having a hard time right now, because it is part of what's going on, okay? And be good to yourself. Be gentle to yourself, because you're under stress. You're not even aware you're under. This is a really scary time for all of us. I love this quilt, and I love that fish. That is my favorite fish that I've ever seen. And oh my God, this just makes me happy. And Cheryl and Jody have such a voice in their quilting. And it's like, yep, I look at that, I know exactly who made it. And that is awesome. Now look at her fabric she found at a local quilt shop. Thank you for supporting the local quilt shop. She's going to have so much fun doing thread painting, highlighting, embellishing. I mean, there's so much you can do with these patterns in outer space. You know, all those little, those little breakthroughs on the edges that I did with thread painting. Oh my gosh, this is perfect for it, especially up here. So she's going to have a lot of fun working on this, and I can't wait to see it because, as usual, she will put her Cheryl Hogan stamp on it. So I think that one might be it for tonight, but I will make sure to have my tiger for next time. I don't know what I did with it. It's someplace simple, but honestly, I have to admit the room is a little bit messy, and I've never finished cleaning it from March so I can finish the video. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed those photos. So, well, yeah, we're busy. And you know what? You made 2 sets of houses. Oh, no. Oh, sweetie. Well, don't worry about that for us, because you know what? We don't allow quilt police. We don't allow, we're all positive. And I want to tell you this, and this is true. I have never seen a quilt that didn't have something to admire in it. That's the truth. When I cheer you on, it's not because I'm just being nice or silly, but everything you do, I find the beauty, the talent, the foresight, I find that in it. And that's what we should be here for each other. Because how many of us would do anything if people only said negative things about it? And even with my Mark, when I ask him, what do you think? He'll give me an honest answer, but he never says it in a mean way. And I listen, and then I decide if I think that he's right, and is there something I can do about it? But the main thing is, remember, we could be just sitting in front of TV eating potato chips. But when we put ourselves out to do art, I think we should admire each other for doing that art. And we're putting ourselves out there. And I think that's pretty special. So when I see y'all do that, it makes me so tickled and so proud. So what's going on with Sue? Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I love all of you people. And I want you to be safe. I will find that tiger. It's under a pile. Oh, in fact, I'll show you. I've got a pile here. I've got piles over there. Shame on me. But I did get, do you see my cotton wreath over there? I got that taken out of the box. Whoops. I got it taken out of the box and spread apart, and then I used some really cute ribbon that Cheryl had sent to me. Cheryl Lemon had sent to me about a year ago. So I will make sure to show you that more Sunday too. So any questions, anyone? Homemade potato chips. I want Diana Wright's energy. Oh my gosh. I told Suzanne or Susan Smith, not our Sue Smith, but our Susan Smith. We got two Sue Smiths. But I told her today that I think that Diana Wright is secretly a robot. I do. Because I don't know how she gets so much stuff done. Let me tell you. What today is Thursday. Tuesday, I steam cleaned the sunroom. Wore me out. Yesterday, I vacuumed half of the house. Today, I vacuumed the other half. And I scrubbed the bathroom floor and took the brush around 2 toilets. I'm worn out. I am worn out. So I hear the things that, oh gosh, oh, okay. Because I tell you, she's amazing. We're all sitting there going, who else is living in her house? She must, I know what it is now. I just figured it out. I'm going to tell Susan too. You know, we went to see the Disney movies. You remember the Disney movies. All those little cute birds and those little mice and chipmunks and stuff, they come and do all this work when she's sleeping. I figured it out now. That's exactly it. Oh, you want some Pringles cans. Ah, that's cute. I didn't get it, Diana. I was afraid to let you know. I had no idea what you were talking about. I thought it was some new kind of vitamin. But yeah, because, I love that. It's upstairs, too. It's got my box rolled on it. I love that thing. There is a spider making his way around the room. And, he's a little thing. He's about half the size of a nickel. I really don't want him here, but I hate to kill him. But luckily, he just went up top. I think he heard me talking about him. So anyway, I think I'm about toasted. I tell you, after cleaning the house today, I sat in the chair and it was like, okay. And you know what makes me mad? In another week, maybe 2, if I stretch it and you don't look, gotta do it all over again. Well, sorry, I'm a little punch drunk today from working so hard. And, but that spider's coming back down here. But hold on. I have found a couple spider bites on me lately. And one of the problems is the dogs go outside. In the morning, they come running in and both jump on the bed and sleep with me the last couple of hours. And if they got a spider on them, it comes and bites me. But anyway, but I think I'm going to go put my feet up and work on this planet. Now, every time I come down here and do this with you, I even though I'm tired, I want to go work on it some more. I hate to stop. Usually if you're feeling a little burnt out, start on something easy. Start on something a little bit fun and start on something brand new. I do that often. I start on something brand new. Now, I haven't finished the other thing, but sometimes you just need to jumpstart yourself. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to show you. I don't have time to show you the whole thing, so I'm going to show you this. Do you see this quilt? It's from McCall's Quilting. It is their spring magazine, their spring one, May and June of 2020. Do you see this quilt? I saw this and went nuts. So tune in Sunday, and I'm going to show you the fabric I got for this. All right, everybody. I love you to bits. Thank you for sharing your time with me. We'll see you next week for the Out of This World Art Quilt Challenge. And just try a little something, just a little something. Y'all take good care. Come back Sunday and see what I got to use for this quilt. Because I saw this and went, and not often does that happen. So I'll show you what I got. All right, everybody. Take good care of yourselves. You're the best. Michelle the Quilter is here. Hello. We haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Welcome back. Everybody take good care. Y'all are the best. Goodbye, June. See you, sweetie. Y'all take good care. Have a good evening. Stay safe. We've got quilts to make. Bye-bye. Y'all are the best. Bye-bye.